You know, I had talked to you a couple of months ago about a proposal for a community-based committee after the unsuccessful capital project vote. And I think we all agree that we need to revisit our facilities and to determine best use and to just put all of the information forward and to gather any other that we need. I have had multiple conversations with other superintendents. You know, I was at NISCUS in Albany with hundreds of them, both acting and retired. I've talked to some other consultants. I've talked with lawyers even that I know, and I kind of have a little different view at this point. When I explain the situation to everybody, they firmly believe that it has to be a community-based committee and that we need to have a neutral, unbiased facilitator, because unfortunately there seems to be a lot of, I don't know, for lack of a better word right now, mistrust. And we don't want, in the end, for this process to feel by anybody, to have it be perceived, at least by anyone, that it was tainted in some way. And I feel that if I led that committee, although I really don't have an opinion one way or the other, I wholeheartedly, together with Laura, believed that we put forth what we felt was a good plan for the future of this district when we proposed the capital project, and at one time this whole board did think so. Things seem to have changed, and that's fine, but I don't want anyone to think or perceive that I'm leading the committee in one direction or another. And I'll tell you, that's taken a lot of soul searching on my part, because I am your leader, and I should lead you. However, that said, I think in this situation, and I know it's going to cost money, and I'm sorry for that, I really feel that you need somebody unbiased, somebody who we don't really have much contact with, if we don't know at all, somebody that's not from Holland, somebody that really doesn't have all the familiarity with it, that can come in and gather whatever information, create a committee, and view everything as objectively as possible and lay everything side by side and make a recommendation to both me and to you as a board. I looked around at agencies. I know the attorney had suggested someone to you. I look to agencies that maybe we can, you know, have a relationship with. We do belong to the Western New York Educational Service Council, and they're around for these purposes, to help school districts, to help superintendents, to help school boards. So I did contact them, and they would be willing to help us out. Currently, as it turns out, they are doing a very similar study in Sweet Home. I think Sweet Home actually is looking to close some buildings. So if you're interested, they would be able to come and meet with you on the 14th. Unfortunately, they weren't available tonight to come and meet with you, and they're not available for our next regularly scheduled board meeting. They typically are, but with some of the work they're doing with Sweet Home, they've got a couple of meetings booked out these next couple of Mondays. Laura and I have a proposal. We have a work session on the 7th. We don't think we'll be completely ready for you to adopt the budget because we still don't have any real answers. So we thought if we pushed that meeting off a week to the 14th, they are available tentatively. I don't have a commitment. I told them we were having a meeting. I said, if we decided, would you be available on such and such a date? They said, we could let you know for sure tomorrow. We think so. So if in fact this is how you move forward at your regular meeting, you'll need to have a resolution, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, to create a committee, you know, to say that you want to create a community-based committee, and then a second resolution that you would want to appoint a facilitator. And as far as the dollar amount goes, I know Andrew told you up to $10,000 for somebody. I'm thinking these people are going to come in a little cheaper, but, you know, I don't know what the figure is, and I don't, you know, I would tell you we won't exceed the $10,000. That's my recommendation to you.
You didn't ask what they're charging currently for Sweet Home?
No, I didn't, and they're so much bigger than they are. Like they said to me, see if your board is interested, and then if they're interested, we're willing to come and talk to them. And I said, you know, well, what about a price? You know, and they said, you know, we can talk about that. So I do know for a fact that the first year that I got here, you didn't belong to the Western New York Educational Council. They're not all that expensive. But they reached out to me, and I said, well, you know, we don't have any money in our budget for that right now, so I don't believe, you know, that I'll be able to. And they would go for like a nominal fee. You know, I paid like nothing the first year we went. So I would imagine, you know, that it's something that we could talk about with them. thoughts are.
Well, I would think that we're gonna have to at least meet with them and talk to them and see if that's somebody we're interested in going with, but depends on what they're gonna offer and, you know, what they're gonna bring to the table and, I mean, I don't remember the lawyer ever saying anything about $10,000. You know, I thought the comment was made that it would be as a consultant fee, you know what I mean, but I don't remember him ever giving a dollar amount at all to us.
I don't know, maybe he said to me when I asked, I don't know, I thought he did, but he said it could be up to $10,000.
You're saying he did say it?
Yeah, he did say it.
You didn't hear?
I just, he had mentioned the former superintendent, and I threw out the number that we're probably looking at $500 a day,
Which is
probably right.
I said something about consultant fees.
Kathy said I would thought that we could hire him as a consultant fee, not a flat base thing, but there was no dollar amount right now.
Well, I think the people in the Ed Council who do this kind of work are mostly retired superintendents, are they not?
Typically, yes. I don't know
But people who
specifically
know
who would, you know, come here.
Education and know the ins and outs
Right.
of what's going on.
So you said he was willing to meet with us on the 14th,
Mhm.
do you know the time
Yeah,
frame?
he said, well, I told him we have our meetings at 6 if it was a work session, and they wanted to know that you were willing to have them, you know, if you want them to even come out or not. Bob Chrisman is who runs, I don't know exactly what his title is, the Western New York Educational Service Council is what it's running.
Do you have any past studies they've done like this that we can view between now and the 14th?
I can ask, I don't know, I know
Fire
that
up
they're
the email
currently
they
doing
go through,
Sweet Home.
See what they did, see what they had policy at the beginning, and see what their recommendations were at the end.
I think they've done superintendent searches for other districts.
Well, they do just about everything, they have their hand in probably every
Yeah.
area of education, if a district needs something, they're.
It'd be nice if we can go in here and
the ones that
grab a couple of studies that they've already done, similar to what we're trying to do, that we can.
They're typically at conferences and seminars and things like that, so they've been around for several years. I think, was Dr. Timms ever part of that, Kathy, do you know?
Honestly, I don't know. I only knew Dr. Timms as the Year 2 superintendent,
Okay,
his
well,
role, so I don't know.
After he retired, he did similar work.
Yeah, it's possible, I think a lot of them have at some point. I couldn't answer that.
It's a Western New York Education Council.
Yes, Service Council.
Service Council.
I used to look at it.
I would like to meet them. The 14th works for me.
It's good for me too.
Is that not?
It's a Tuesday, it's 6.
It's like a week after our, the 7th, is it right?
Why is it Tuesday?
Well, I think because we had no school on the 6th, we had to schedule our April work session on the 7th.
So what about?
And they just said that they don't anticipate.
Oh, okay, I just didn't know why you went to.
I think the 14th was it. Did you say that was a date they offered?
They did, and I don't, yeah, I don't know, he can come the 14th is what he said to me. I'm supposed to confirm with him tomorrow, if in fact I know the okay from you that you don't have to come back to.
Oh, isn't Tuesday bad for you? Oh, yeah, we can't.
Yeah, don't schedule because you need them. The majority can go ahead. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can run over.
Well, ask him about the 13th, yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's, that, Monday, is that the date we don't have school? The district's not open.
Oh, on
in
the
general,
13th?
right? Do we have Easter Monday on?
We had something scheduled on the 13th of April originally, but they got.
I think that we have that week.
The 6th is no school, the 13th.
Oh, okay.
7th they go back in.
Oh, it's my, forgive me, it's Orthodox, it's my fault. Greek Easter's a week later, I'm really sorry, guys, you know, it confuses me too. Same thing, just, we follow the old calendar and you guys changed the what do you want from me? No, I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. You were wondering. Well, it says it twice on my calendar. I have Easter Monday 2 weeks in a row, I apologize. Okay, I'll ask them also if the 13th would be an option, okay?
And that'd be at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, isn't that when we always have our work sessions, so I think just to be consistent. And then hopefully we'll be ready.
And that would be
Budget.
another workshop?
Yeah, and we will do budget stuff, hopefully.
Okay.
No, we need
Yeah,
to.
hopefully.
Confirm that by Robin, but,
I am out of town that whole week,
The whole week?
the whole week. I fly out on Sunday night.